Talking with famous people.
Host Eric here, host of Talking with Famous People, and I'm going to discuss in this 5-minute video the issue of typing, why it's of value, and what it does with one's understanding of human beings and one's place in the world. So, I think this personality typing thing is hugely significant. And the reason is because specifically the cognitive function model is hugely significant. The reason is because, number one, we all enter in and have reinforced a lot by media we consume, by people around us, the stories they tell, the words they say, the things they do, the notion that all individuals are basically the same and ought to be held to the same standards, ought to be accountable to the same stuff. You can see it in education, first and foremost. You have a standardized education system where everybody is more or less supposed to get educated in the same core same core curricular areas. It is not built on the idea that there are different types of people who ought to be spending their time doing different types of things, which seems obvious to me once you accept the fact that people are not just, when we're talking about personality, you're not just talking about like, oh, this person is naturally more inclined towards this attitude or that attitude. That's something that a book I was referencing earlier talks about, is this attitude-based notion of individual development is completely backwards. That you cannot say, well, I just need to change my attitude. You can't change your attitude. It's ridiculous. Your attitude stems from the stuff you can be attentive to. And in the book, the guy talks about the things that you ought to be attentive to as being character issues. And I wouldn't use that word. It's kind of an old-fashioned way of putting it, but I like it a lot. And it is character issues that are most important. For me, what I would always say is, first and foremost, deal with ethics. This is something I've had to learn as an ENTP. As I mentioned in a previous video, we don't necessarily have good sense of what's best for us, ourselves, of what we know what we like and what we don't like. It's more difficult to say what we want and we don't want. And it's very difficult for us to come to understand what we need and what we don't need. So, where I'm getting at with this is, what was the topic of this video here? I was going along so well too, and I got sidetracked. What was I talking about? Fuck. I totally forgot. Rewatch it and do it over, I guess. Maybe it'll come back to me. I got minute 8 seconds. I'm going to just keep this take 5 minutes because I'm starting to get a little bit carsick. The more I interact with my phone when I'm driving, the more carsick I get. And I'm very prone to carsickness. I often do wonder if that correlates with types. Oh yeah, typing importance. Why it's important? Well, because, you see, that assumption needs to be blown up. People blame and expect and a lot of other things based on the assumption that other people interact with the world through the same cognitive function stack. They don't know that's what they're assuming, obviously, but that is what they're assuming. They're assuming that their core value, whatever they're leading with, whatever they are, that's what you are too, and whatever your main tool they use, that's what you use too. This is what people who are unaware or unfamiliar with this model of cognitive functions and stuff In other words, everybody, when they're born, through their childhood, through some part of their childhood, so everybody concludes as a default position. Well, are you? God damn it! Fine. I'll go over and do it this way, since you won't go over to the right like you're supposed to. Ass wipe. Is it 5 minutes? Damn, over.
Talking with famous people.